Beneath the scorching sunlight of the African savanna, where pale yellow grass is stretched to the horizon, a silent ambush begins to take shape. For these big cats, zebras are among the most common targets, easily spotted, herd-dwelling, plant-eating animals that lack any ranged means of defense. But that's only if you judge by appearance. A young zebra, smaller and slower, has fallen behind the herd. To the lionesses, it looks like the perfect catch, but none of them could have predicted that this hunt was about to take a surprising turn. Pinpoint accurate kick with both hind legs, the lioness is dazed. She did not expect prey like a zebra to strike back so fiercely. When prey faces off against predators, what determines survival is not just speed or strength. It lies in three pillars of survival behavior: instinct, reflex, and learned experience. These responses may unfold in a flash, but behind every sprint, every kick, and even every motionless moment that may seem hopeless, lies the result of millions of years of refined evolution. Instinct, or more precisely, instinctive behavior, is a sequence of actions encoded in the genes, requiring no learning or training, yet carried out with precision from the very first time. When a zebra kicks at a lion to break free, that strike is not random. It is a built-in motor pattern, a pre-programmed movement triggered by an innate releasing mechanism. Such instinctive behaviors are rigid, consistent, and always aimed at one goal: survival. Reflexes, on the other hand, are brief, immediate responses controlled by neural reflex arcs, involving little to no participation from the cerebral cortex. This is the simplest form of behavior, yet it is incredibly effective. In insects like grasshoppers, the collision avoidance mechanism is driven by an independent neural system. This is a built-in defense system present from birth. A zebra's kick, it may not sound as fearsome as a lion's bite or a cheetah's pounce. Anatomically, zebras possess an extremely well-developed musculoskeletal structure in the hips. Their gluteal and thigh muscles rank among the strongest muscle groups in the herbivore world. Zebras' hooves are tough, with small but rock-hard contact surfaces. When attacked from behind, they use both hind legs to launch a direct backward kick, or slightly angled, depending on the predator's position. According to studies on the Equus genus, the force generated from a mature zebra's hind kick can reach between 4,500 and 6,800 newtons. With such power, a well-placed strike to the skull, jaw, or ribs of a predator can lead to extremely serious consequences: broken bones, disorientation, neurological trauma, or internal injuries, especially if the kick is accompanied by a strong body twist. In reality, wildlife researchers in places like Serengeti and Masai Mara have recorded multiple incidents where lionesses suffered broken jaws or facial fractures after taking a full-force kick from a zebra. Seasoned predators know all too well. If they get too close from behind without controlling the distance, the risk of counterattack is dangerously high. But the kick is not just a mechanical action, it is the result of instinct, perfected by evolution. A young zebra may not land a clean hit, but the instinct to kick in response to rear pressure exists from birth. As it matures, the zebra learns when to kick, where to strike, and which direction to flee next. It is the perfect blend of instinct and experience gained from life in the wild. Even in some higher animal species, such as primates or elephants, they can learn to search for tools, adjust their strategies, or mimic behaviors from their peers, showing that defensive behaviors can evolve over time. Rather, three mechanisms, instinct, reflex, and learned behavior, do not exist separately, but often work closely together. In the world of African hoofed animals, there is no such thing as the strongest kick, only the one that lands more accurately and at the right moment. The speed and power of a prey's kick depend on anatomical structure, body weight, and social behavior. If a zebra's kick is a blend of swift reaction and just enough force to break free, then the giraffe's kick, the tallest animal on Earth, brings total destruction. The giraffe, the tallest creature on the planet, is a grand symbol of the African savanna. With an average height of 5 to 6 meters, males can weigh up to 1,200 kilograms, and their necks can reach up to 2.4 meters long, a distinctive structure made up of exactly 7 vertebrae, just like in humans, but stretched many times over. Their golden brown coats, patterned with polygonal spots, help them blend into dry foliage under the blazing savanna sun. Giraffes feed on young shoots, leaves, and flowers from acacia trees like Acacia tortilis or Vachelia areoloba. Thanks to their long black tongues, up to 45 centimeters long, which can wrap around thorny branches, and their thick saliva, they are able to neutralize tannins, substances that many other herbivores cannot digest. They live mostly in dry savannas and open woodlands from Kenya and Tanzania to Botswana, where there is year-round foliage and wide views to spot predators from afar. Though they may appear gentle, giraffes possess one of the most formidable defense systems in the wild. Their long, pillar-like legs conceal immense power. A forward kick can generate a force between 2,000 and 3,500 newtons, enough to break a jaw or even take down an adult lion if it strikes the head. Sometimes a cheetah or even a hyena, it can cause fractured skulls, broken necks, or internal brain bleeding that can end a life within minutes. Back leg kicks are typically used to fling off predators clinging from behind, with enough force to send them flying several meters away. What's remarkable is this. Unlike the zebra's kick, which is primarily used to escape, the giraffe kicks to finish things, especially when protecting its young. In many field observations, giraffe mothers have ended a lioness's pursuit with a single kick when a predator tried to approach from the side. A giraffe's hoof, measuring about 30 to 35 centimeters wide with hard, sharp rims, not only causes blunt trauma at the point of impact, but can also tear open the belly, break the spine, or crush a lung if it lands on the flank. This is a protective instinct triggered by sudden physical contact, a classic example of the innate releasing mechanism. Even lions, the top predators, have to thanks to its stealthy stalking skills, few animals escape its claws and fangs. Yet some prey animals still frustrate leopards, even leaving them with humiliating defeats. One of them is the porcupine. The Cape porcupine is the largest rodent in Africa, weighing 10 to 30 kilograms and measuring 60 to 80 centimeters long, with a muscular body, short legs, and a large head covered in dense black fur. But what makes it extraordinary is its armor of quills, a masterpiece of evolution that no other mammal on the savanna possesses. Its body is covered in thousands of keratin quills, each ranging from 20 to over 35 centimeters in length, layered from the neck to the back and tail. The short fur at the front is thick and coarse, while the longer quills at the back are hollow inside, keeping them lightweight but durable. When threatened, the porcupine raises these quills, causing them to rattle against each other, producing a sharp, dry sound like metal scraping, an unmistakable warning to any predator. They inhabit savannas and dry forests across southern and eastern Africa, where rocky soil and caves are abundant. Porcupines are nocturnal and feed mainly on roots, tubers, fallen fruit, bark, and occasionally bones for extra calcium, which helps their quills grow tough, like miniature ivory. Though slow, they are masters of defense in the wild. When threatened, porcupines don't run. They turn their backs, raise all their quills, and rattle their tails. Their main natural enemy is the leopard, a solitary hunter known for its patience and intelligence. It's away while the leopard mother sits in pain, pulling out quills one by one, filled with frustration and discomfort. Many lions and leopards have been seriously wounded, and some have even perished days later due to infections from such injuries. After the thorny encounter, peace returns to the savanna. Under the sparse canopy of acacia trees, a pride of lions rests, their golden bodies shimmering in the dry grass. Dust swirls lightly in the breeze, mingling with the scent of flesh and the breath of power. But within this circle of dominators lies something unusual, small, round, and bronze-tinged. A sphere of armor, pieced together from hundreds of tough, interlocking scales. While a porcupine's quills still leave parts of its body exposed, the pangolin seals itself completely. The African pangolin, also known as Temminck's ground pangolin, is an insectivorous mammal native to the savannas and woodlands, stretching from South Africa to Tanzania. Its body typically measures 80 to 100 centimeters long, weighing between 12 and 15 kilograms, covered entirely in thick keratin scales about 4 to 5 millimeters thick, the same material as human fingernails, but far harder and more impact-resistant. Each scale overlaps like samurai armor, connected by flexible skin, allowing the pangolin to protect itself while curling into a perfect, seamless ball. When threatened, it simply pulls its head in, tightens its back muscles, and coils up completely, eliminating all vulnerabilities. This ancient defensive reflex has helped it survive over 40 million years of evolution with virtually no change in body structure. Unlike predators, pangolins are solitary and nocturnal. They use their long tongues, up to 40 centimeters, more than half their body length, to extract ants and termites from soil nests. An adult can consume around 70 million insects per year, playing a vital role in controlling termite populations and protecting the savanna's vegetation. Their strong forelegs are equipped with curved claws for digging, while their armored scales prevent acidic ant secretions from reaching the skin. When moving, pangolins hunch their backs and walk on their hind legs, swaying slightly like they're carrying a suit of living armor. Against a lion's claws and fangs, those scales show their full strength. No claw can pierce it. In the first few minutes, hunting instincts keep them engaged, but eventually, patience runs out. The pangolin remains curled up, silent as a stone with a soul. Its strength lies not in fighting, but in total stillness. When the predators leave, it slowly uncurls, pokes out its head, and strolls away, leaving tiny footprints in the sandy earth. The pangolin's armor is a triumph of evolution, but also its limitation. It offers complete protection against predators, but renders the pangolin nearly helpless against humans, who can simply pick it up, while its defense turns it into a commodity in the illegal wildlife trade. The perfection of natural defense becomes a vulnerability in the modern world. In the wild, survival depends not only on muscle or size. It is a delicate balance of inherited instincts, neural reflexes, and learned experience. Biological defense systems, from kicks and stomps to sharp spines, are tools gifted by nature to maintain a dynamic balance between predator and prey. And that very balance is what makes nature both merciless and remarkably fair. In the previous section, we witnessed a tense confrontation between a lion and a zebra. The isolated support from two zebras revealed that, although they are herd animals, superior physical strength, even though they are not the primary hunters. A full-grown male can stand up to 1.2 meters tall and weigh nearly 230 kilograms. With thick bones and powerful chest muscles, they can easily take down large prey. Their claws can grow up to 3.8 centimeters long, curved and razor-sharp, ideal for gripping and tearing flesh. Their bite force is strong enough to pierce the hide of a zebra, a wildebeest, and even a young giraffe. But what they didn't count on, this buffalo refuses to surrender. The buffalo is one of the most formidable herbivores in Africa. When attacked, its powerful nervous system and a surge of adrenaline make it nearly impervious to pain, at least for a short while. But one of the 5 males clings on, refusing to let go. In the water, the balance shifts. With every thrust, the buffalo pushes the lion deeper, using its nearly 1-ton body as a weapon. The other lions, though massive, stay in the shallows, growling, but not daring to help. In the water, balance becomes much harder to maintain, and the lion's claws lose their effectiveness. The body of the remaining male lion is pushed deeper and deeper by the buffalo. Nearly an hour of struggle, the buffalo, with its large lungs and powerful neck muscles, can keep control of its head for longer. In the end, the buffalo allows the predator a final way out. On the African savanna, the battle between life and life isn't always a simple duel between hunter and prey. And sometimes, the hunted will do the unthinkable, stand against even the apex predators. A pride of lions has just finished a hunt. A buffalo has been brought down. It lies motionless, and one lioness takes the lead, enjoying the first bite of meat. But somehow, the herd has discovered the location of their fallen kin. And instead of retreating to safety, they stand their ground. Silent, observing. The air is thick, as if everyone is waiting for something inevitable. African buffalo are not just strong, they are intelligent. Their social structure is tightly knit, with herds reaching hundreds, even thousands. Males often take on defensive roles, guarding the edges or responding first to threats. The bond among herd members is nearly unbreakable, especially when danger looms. Meanwhile, lions also boast complex and efficient social organization. A pride typically consists of several related females and one or more dominant males. The lionesses are the main hunters, known for their speed, coordination, and precision in ambushes. A single pounce from a lioness can generate over 2,000 newtons of force, enough to bring down a horse or an unsuspecting adult buffalo. Yet even the hunter knows, attacking a buffalo herd is a gamble. Those horns can cause devastating injury, and many lions have lost their lives in such confrontations. The buffalo carcass still lies there. The lioness tries to drag it back, inch by inch, determined to keep her hard-earned prize. But the herd refuses to yield. She roars and retreats a few steps, but isn't ready to give up. Another charge, this time from the side, nearly topples her. The standoff continues. Both sides, predator and prey, show unwavering determination. Individuals from another pride, seemingly drawn by the scent of fresh meat and the noise, begin to appear. It is on the verge of turning into a chaotic clash. The arrival of a second lion pride turns everything on its head. They break up the conflict and take over the spoils the lionesses worked for. The lion's menu includes nearly every grazer on the savanna. Even the big five are on the list. But in practice, lions know exactly when to back off, to protect the pride's survival when faced with prey too fierce, especially mothers. In the wild, motherhood is not an emotional choice in the way humans perceive it. It is a deeply embedded instinct for survival, a genetic mechanism honed over millions of years to ensure life goes on. When a female gives birth in the heart of the African grasslands, no one teaches her what to do. And yet, instinctively, she knows to lick the amniotic sac clean, to trigger her newborn's first breath. She quickly moves the calf to a hidden spot, out of the watchful eyes of ever-present predators. Research shows that maternal behavior in animals isn't just instinctive caregiving. Notably, in the work of Professor Sarah Blaffer-Hrdy, a leading evolutionary anthropologist, she argues that it is actually an adaptive evolutionary strategy. According to her, the level of a mother's investment in her offspring is closely tied to her own future reproductive success and survival. In African elephants, among the most socially complex animals, motherhood goes beyond nursing and protection. Elephant mothers teach their young how to navigate, find water during droughts, and even grieve when a herd member passes, demonstrating deep social bonds. In a 30-year study by Save the Elephants in Kenya, researchers found that elephant mothers play a decisive role in shaping their calves' adult behaviors. If orphaned too early, young elephants tend to become aggressive or socially disoriented, a clear sign that maternal care lays the foundation for complex animal cultures. Biologically, the hormone oxytocin, often called the love hormone, triggers maternal behavior in mammals. When a calf begins to nurse, the mother's oxytocin levels rise, strengthening the bond, reducing pain, and amplifying protective instincts. It's nature's design, a miracle mechanism where motherhood is not a choice, but a mission embedded in the very being. To protect her young is a mother's instinct. And in the wild, where each day is a battle to survive, that instinct becomes absolute. No threat is daunting enough to make a true mother step back. Sometimes, her courage becomes the strength her offspring need to survive. The white rhinoceros is one of the largest land animals still roaming the planet, second only to the elephant. Weighing between 1,800 and over 2,400 kilograms, stretching up to 4 meters long and standing over 1.8 meters at the shoulder. Its skin, up to 5 centimeters thick and ash gray in color, not truly white, owes its name to the Old Dutch word wide, meaning wide, referring to its broad, flat mouth, perfect for grazing. Its keratin horns, especially the first, can measure from 60 to 90 centimeters, sometimes over 1.5 meters, serving both defense and dominance in male clashes. Its long, swiveling ears and side-positioned small eyes allow a wide field of view across the savanna, where danger can come from anywhere. White rhinos are classic grazers, consuming 40 to 60 kilograms of low grasses daily, mostly species that grow near open plains. With their wide mouths and strong necks, they can crop grass low without pulling out roots, unlike the black rhino, which uses a hooked lip to browse shrubs. They prefer open savannas with sparse bush and shallow wetlands, from South Africa to Kenya, especially around Hluhluwe, Imfolozi, Kruger, and Makuze. Water is essential. They drink daily and wallow in mud to regulate body temperature, deter insects, and prevent sunburn. White rhino breeding is slow. Females carry a pregnancy for about 16 months and usually give birth to a single calf weighing around 50 kilograms. The calf nurses for 12 to 18 months and rarely strays from its mother in the early years. This is also when mothers become fiercely protective. Normally gentle, a mother rhino can reach speeds of 40 to 45 kilometers per hour to defend her young. With a sense of smell 50 times sharper than humans, she can detect predators like lions or hyenas from hundreds of meters away. When confronted, a rhino doesn't roar or snarl. It lifts its head, points its horn, and charges. One strike can deliver over 10,000 newtons of force, enough to toss a predator weighing hundreds of kilograms. Rhino mothers are extremely alert. 1 or 2 lions aren't a threat, but an entire pride is different. Even more remarkable, the baby rhino shows no fear. A newborn can weigh up to 65 kilograms. While many herbivore calves run or lie still, rhino calves stand their ground. When a pride surrounds a mother and calf grazing, the baby does not retreat. It sticks close to its mother, but never takes its eyes off the lions. When a lioness lunges and sinks her claws into the calf's shoulder, the baby lets out a piercing cry that echoes across the grassland, calling its mother. Each cry is a biological alarm, triggering maternal defense. The mother doesn't charge right away. She simply turns, horn aimed at the predator. She doesn't look well, but protecting her calf is her purpose. That simple motion carries a clear warning. The lioness lets go. When it fell behind, it turned its head and used its newly sprouted horn to gently butt at anything that came too close. That behavior wasn't random. It was a form of social learning, passed down from mother to calf. Moments later, the pride of lions, worn out and growing impatient, finally retreated. But ferocity isn't limited to the big beasts. The honey badger, also known as the ratel, isn't large, just 60 to 70 centimeters long, weighing 9 to 14 kilograms and standing barely over 30 centimeters tall. Yet its small size hides immense power. Its dense, muscle-packed body and thick, nearly impenetrable fur make it a legend in the wild, known as the fearless warrior. Its white-gray stripe running from head to tail is a bold warning to even the boldest predators. The diet of the honey badger is incredibly diverse. They are true omnivores, capable of hunting everything from venomous snakes like cobras and pit vipers to lizards, insects, rodents, birds, and especially bees, which is how they got the name honey badger. Thanks to their powerful immune system, they can survive bites from highly venomous snakes, something rarely seen in mammals. Their flexible bodies, strong curved claws, and impressive strength allow them to dig burrows, tear apart prey, and even climb when needed. More fearsome still is their attitude. Honey badgers are famously fierce and fearless. They fight to the end, even against animals many times their size. Some reports have documented them standing off and even winning against lions under certain conditions. They mostly live alone, from the dry savannas and bushlands of sub-Saharan Africa to parts of northern India. Though solitary, they are anything but weak, especially when one becomes a mother. Each year, a female honey badger gives birth to a single cub. Each year, a female honey badger gives birth to a single cub. And to her, that cub means everything. Any threat near the den is seen as one that must be eliminated immediately. The following moment shows that instinct in action. A leopard is tracking its prey. With golden fur and black rosettes, leopards are masters of stealth among shrubs and tall grasses. It moves silently, every step precise, muscles coiled for a lethal pounce. A solitary predator, the leopard thrives on quiet, speed, and sudden violence. It can leap 6 meters and take down an antelope in the blink of an eye. But today its target is a baby honey badger, a tiny creature just venturing from the den under the distant eye of its mother. The leopard stalks closer, ready to strike. Just one more step, but everything flips in an instant. From the side, like a bolt of lightning, the mother honey badger charges. No hesitation, just a full-force collision. Claws slashing, teeth snapping. A high-pitched screech slices through the dry grass. The leopard is thrown back. It tries to fight, but the eyes staring it down are those of a mother ready to give everything. The chase began, but this time, the leopard was no longer the hunter. It was the one being chased, pursued by a creature just 1/10 its weight, yet carrying a courage as vast as the wilderness itself. The mother honey badger didn't stop, didn't relent. She kept charging forward until the leopard was forced to give up the hunt and scramble up a high tree branch to get away. On the ground below, that small but fierce mother quietly returned to her young. Their encounter is a raw testament to the unyielding force of motherhood in the wild. And elsewhere on the African plains, a similar story unfolds, this time between a spotted hyena and a hartebeest mother. Though not as powerful as a buffalo, nor as fierce as a honey badger, this mother's resolve proves just as fierce. Spotted hyenas are among the savanna's most ruthless and pragmatic predators. They may look awkward, but their bodies are perfectly optimized for hunting. Short and stocky, weighing 45 to over 80 kilograms. Their shoulders are higher than their hips, with large heads and some of the strongest jaws in the mammalian world. Their bite force can reach 4,900 newtons, enough to crush the femur of an adult buffalo. Their yellow coats covered in dark spots, thick necks, and powerful muscles help them tear flesh, carry prey, or fend off other predators. Their odd gait comes from longer front legs, but it helps them run long distances without tiring, perfect for night hunts. The spotted hyena is an intelligent omnivore with a diet that shifts depending on timing and opportunity. They hunt in groups, often targeting wildebeest, zebras, or impalas, but they're also more than willing to scavenge, earning them the nickname "cleanup crew" of the savanna. A clan of hyenas can include up to 80 individuals, led by an alpha female, a rare trait in the mammal world. This matriarchal social structure is highly organized, where females are larger, more assertive, and have androgen hormone levels twice as high as those of the males. But a matriarchal system doesn't mean a community filled with gentle affection like that of the African elephant. The dominance of the alpha female is absolute. Males are constantly in a state of submission and alertness, as they can be challenged or confronted by females at any time. When hunting, they move in formation, surround their prey, and take turns chasing it to exhaustion. A strategy that requires complex communication through laughter-like calls, high-pitched squeals, and low-frequency sounds that are difficult for humans to detect. The habitat of hyenas spans across East and Southern Africa, from the Serengeti to Kruger, where vast grasslands and abundant food sources are found. They hide during the day in earthen burrows, dense shrubs, or rocky dens, and become highly active at night when the temperature drops. Hyenas have a sense of smell over 40 times more sensitive than that of humans, allowing them to detect carcasses from more than 4 kilometers away. With the endurance to run more than 10 kilometers without slowing down, they can stalk and persistently chase their prey until it collapses. On one hunt, they ambushed a hartebeest, a large antelope species that lives in herds. A hyena grabs a young calf, but before it can eat, the mother attacks. With long, curved horns, she slams into the predator's shoulder. Another adult joins in, both aiming at the hyena's belly and neck, its most vulnerable spots. Scientists call this a defensive coalition, when prey unite to fight back and rescue another. The calf doesn't make it. Its injuries were too severe, but the mother refuses to let the predator rest easy. Hartebeests, also known as congoni, are tall, lean, yet muscular, weighing 120 to 200 kilograms, with high shoulders, narrow heads, and V-shaped horns 45 to 70 centimeters long. Their shiny, reddish-brown coats reflect sunlight, blending seamlessly with dry grass, making them nearly invisible when still. Their gait is awkward, head low, shoulders high, but their long legs and strong hearts let them hit speeds up to 80 kilometers per hour and outlast most antelopes. The diet of the hartebeest is simple, yet highly demanding in terms of habitat. They are selective grazers, feeding only on the tender tops of grasses that are rich in protein. Because of this, they constantly move with the rain trails, seeking out freshly sprouted grasslands. Their ideal habitat is dry savanna, dotted with gentle hills, places where open visibility and wind help them detect predators early. With sharp eyesight and quick reflexes, a hartebeest can spot a lion or cheetah from over 400 meters away. And with just one alert signal, a sudden head jerk, the entire herd instantly shifts direction and bolts to safety. In their social structure, females and young form stable groups, while adult males control territories of 2 to 4 square kilometers, marked by scent and dung. Breeding season comes at the end of the rainy season. After an 8-month pregnancy, females give birth to calves weighing 12 to 15 kilograms. Within minutes, the calf can stand, and within 15 minutes, run beside its mother. Hartebeest defense relies on speed, vigilance, and herd coordination. When attacked, they don't scatter. They circle, creating unpredictable motion to confuse predators. Lead males often turn and charge when threats get too close. With estimated impact forces over 1,500 newtons, their sharp horns can break a cheetah's rib or severely wound a hyena. Their muscular necks and shoulders deliver crushing blows in head-on combat. In the realm ruled by nature, strength alone doesn't decide the outcome. Instinct, learning, anatomy, and even maternal love all turn seemingly weak creatures into warriors. This is the only fairness nature offers, and sometimes it's what makes the wild so breathtakingly beautiful. But like the ill-fated hartebeest calf, not every resistance ends in triumph. Tragedy and hope don't wear labels. The line between them is as thin as a feather dancing on the wind. Moments when prey fight back fiercely, even launching stunning counterattacks, are rare, yet powerful reminders of the intense survival instinct that pulses through the natural world. But nature is never a predictable stage, and sometimes a hunt is turned on its head not by the prey, but by a third force arriving at the right place, at the right time. In the vivid landscape of the African savanna, the hippopotamus is the quintessential symbol of those unexpected moments. The hippopotamus is one of the largest land animals still walking the earth, second only to the African elephant in weight. An adult can weigh anywhere from 1.5 to 3 metric tons and stretch up to 5 meters long. Though they may appear slow and peaceful as they lounge in water, don't be fooled by their looks. They are among the most aggressive and territorial mammals in the wild. They are semi-aquatic creatures, spending nearly their entire lives in the rivers, lakes, and swamps of sub-Saharan Africa. Although classified as herbivores, with a diet mainly consisting of soft grasses at night, hippos possess an oddly intense instinct for aggression. This behavior isn't driven by hunger, but by a fierce need to protect their territory and living space. An adult hippo can open its jaws up to 150 degrees, revealing a pair of canine teeth that can grow as long as 50 centimeters, sharpened like ivory spears. Their bite force can reach around 8,900 newtons, strong enough to crush a crocodile's skull or even snap a wooden canoe in half. Unlike most herbivores that tend to avoid confrontation, the hippo never backs down from a challenge. They're willing to charge at lions, crocodiles, and even humans if they sense a threat. In fact, they'll often go out of their way to chase off other animals that accidentally swim into their territory, even if it's just a few meters of water. In the wild, the hippo may not be the king of the jungle, but it is without question the wrathful guardian of the swamp. That's why, even as top predators, hunters of the savanna understand an unspoken rule: stay clear of hippo territory. The African wild dog is not only one of the most successful predators on the continent, but also a vivid example of the power of coordination and strategy. Their bodies are built for endurance, teamwork, and precision, where every stride and every strike is part of a highly efficient system. Standing about 75 centimeters tall and weighing between 18 and 36 kilograms, each individual is lean, long-legged, and deep-chested, maximizing oxygen intake during extended pursuits. Unlike cheetahs, which rely on short bursts of speed, wild dogs maintain a steady pace of 50 to 60 kilometers per hour over long distances, making them the marathon runners of the savanna. Their key advantage lies in extraordinary pack tactics. A wild dog pack may contain up to 20 individuals, coordinating tightly to surround, isolate, and bring down prey. They communicate through high-pitched calls and body language, taking turns leading, flanking, and delivering the final blow. They can exhaust even large animals like eland, kudu, or wildebeest. Their razor-sharp, powerful teeth allow them to tear through flesh rapidly, even as the prey is still alive, ensuring fast digestion in a world of constant competition. The fusion of stamina, intelligence, and discipline makes them arguably the most efficient hunters in Africa, with a success rate of up to 80%, higher than any other predator on the continent. Today, their target is a waterbuck. This is one of the most distinctive antelope species in Africa. They stand out with their muscular build, thick neck, shaggy coat, and the signature white ellipse-shaped ring around their rump, a defining visual marker. Adult males can reach up to 1.3 meters at the shoulder, weigh over 260 kilograms, and wield long, curved horns nearly 1 meter in length, sharp as spears, used both for defense and fighting over mates. Only males have horns, which serve as both a weapon and a status symbol. Waterbucks are also known for their thick, oil-coated fur, secreted through specialized sweat glands. This oily layer not only repels water, but gives off a distinct musky scent, believed by some to deter predators, though this remains debated. They live near water, preferring swamps, lakes, and riverbanks as refuges and hiding places. Excellent swimmers, waterbucks often rely on aquatic escape routes when danger approaches. But today, that instinct will prove to be a fatal misjudgment. The pack of African wild dogs closes in from the bank, growling, forming a tightening circle. The panicked waterbuck plunges into the water, seeking what seems like a safe haven, but it has just crossed into the realm of the swamp's ruling force. A full-grown hippopotamus begins to move in, like a living tank, barreling toward the intruder. To a hippo, it doesn't matter whether you eat grass or meat, whether you mean harm or not. If you're unfamiliar, you're a threat. And in an instant, that massive jaw snaps shut on the waterbuck, dragging it down. With overwhelming force, the hippo doesn't need a second bite. The prey is crushed in a single move. An escape becomes a tragedy. In nature, water is life, but it can also be where life ends. And this body of water isn't just home to the hippo. Another creature, also amphibious, but with a predator's soul, lurks below. The Nile crocodile is a living relic of the dinosaur age, its biological design nearly unchanged over tens of millions of years. Growing up to 5 to 6 meters long and weighing close to a ton, it is the undisputed ruler of Africa's rivers, lakes, and brackish waters. Its deadly weapon is its enormous jaw, with a bite force reaching up to 16,460 newtons in the largest individuals, far exceeding that of lions or tigers. Its 64 to 68 cone-shaped teeth are not built for chewing, but for gripping, stabbing, and dragging prey underwater. The Nile crocodile hunts by ambush. It can lie motionless for hours, camouflaged in mud, exposing only its eyes and nostrils. When prey like antelope, zebra, or buffalo come near the water's edge, it erupts with shocking speed, clamping down and pulling them in. Once caught, it unleashes the death roll, a violent spin meant to tear flesh and hasten drowning. There is no safety in the water when a Nile crocodile lies in wait. A blue wildebeest bends down to drink. It's one of millions undertaking the annual migration, trekking across hundreds of kilometers of dry savanna in search of fresh pasture. Muscular and built for endurance, adult males can weigh up to 290 kilograms and sprint at speeds of 80 kilometers per hour. Their sharp, curved horns are used not only in mating battles, but also as a last resort against predators. While they can't match a cheetah's speed, their stamina lets them maintain a high pace for long distances, often outlasting predators who tire and give up. They are a primary food source for lions, hyenas, crocodiles, and wild dogs. Yet, their toughness, adaptability, and never-say-die instinct have made them a symbol of resilient life in the harshest corners of the natural world. A predator is waiting. The crocodile bursts from the water, latching onto the wildebeest's leg. A breathless struggle begins. The antelope thrashes, kicks, twists, churning the water into a frenzy. That chaos draws the attention of two nearby hippos. They charge in, not from compassion, but because the noise has disturbed their peace. In the melee, one of the hippos may have inadvertently pressed down on the crocodile, applying enough pressure to force it to release. And in a miracle of timing, the wildebeest breaks free, stumbles ashore, and escapes with its life. Why did the wildebeest survive while the waterbuck didn't? The answer lies in the fine line between choice and instinct. The waterbuck actively sought shelter in the hippo's domain, a critical error. The wildebeest, on the other hand, simply approached the water's edge to drink, and when trouble struck, it tried only to escape. To a hippo, a flailing creature fleeing the water is different from one swimming boldly into its heart. And so, in a scene that seemed destined for tragedy, a spark of hope flickered. The blue wildebeest didn't just survive, it resumed its migration, spread its lineage, and helped renew barren grasslands into living fields once again. In a world where life and loss walk side by side, where strength is not the sole domain of the hunter, sometimes the entrance of a third force, like the hippo, reshapes the narrative in ways no one expects. Tragedy and hope, like two faces of nature, continue to weave together along the dust-red rivers of the savanna. When the end is just a breath away, nature bears witness to reactions that defy all expectations. There's no room for surrender, no path to retreat. Creatures once seen as the weak rise up, not to claim victory, but what do you think? Is true strength found not in fangs or claws, but in the will to never give up? Share your thoughts in the comments below. When an impala uses its last ounce of strength to ram into the fang-filled jaws of a leopard, it's more than just a survival reflex. And when a herd of buffalo turns around to courageously charge at a predator chasing down the weakest among them, what we're witnessing goes beyond instinct. It is resistance, a conscious, defiant choice to fight for life. In the unforgiving world of the African savanna, a vast, ever-changing grassland, survival has never been just about strength. It is a relentless test of adaptation, resilience, and sometimes hope. But today, even the fiercest survival responses are growing more fragile than ever, as the very environment these creatures once relied on begins to collapse. The African savanna has long been a vibrant stage for the endless struggle between predator and prey. But now, beyond fangs and horns, animals face an invisible adversary: climate change. According to the United Nations 2023 report, average temperatures in the Sahara and surrounding regions have risen by more than 1.5 degrees Celsius over the past 50 years, twice the global average. This has pushed the savanna into increasingly extreme and erratic drought cycles, making water and food harder and harder to find. Shifts in weather are also disrupting natural migration patterns. For example, wildebeest, famous for their great migration, now face unusually dry riverbeds and prolonged hunger. Each year, over 1.5 million wildebeest travel hundreds of kilometers from Serengeti to Masai Mara. But when the rainy season fails to arrive on time, grass doesn't grow fast enough, and the herds begin to unravel from within. The weakest can no longer escape predators, and the strongest wear down under the weight of exhaustion. Meanwhile, deforestation from logging, agriculture, and mining is rapidly shrinking wildlife habitats. In just 3 decades, over 70% of dry forests in eastern and southern Africa have either been lost or drastically altered. This has not only reduced access to food and shelter, but has forced animals like elephants, giraffes, and zebras to venture closer to human settlements, sparking more frequent conflicts. While top predators like lions and hyenas still hold their place at the peak of the food chain, prey species are now facing a far harsher reality. Creatures that once knew how to resist, to run, even to band together to survive, are now cornered into desperation. When there is no water, when the shade of trees becomes scarce, and when bodies are drained by 40 degrees Celsius heat across scorched plains, even survival instinct begins to slow. And yet, even in that bleak landscape, nature hasn't lost its wonder. There are still herds of elephants crossing hundreds of kilometers in search of old watering holes, guided by extraordinary memories passed down through generations. There are still groups of meerkats standing guard for one another under the blazing sun, holding their posts even as danger approaches. These moments are proof that even when pushed to the brink, life endures, resisting, adapting, continuing. But that also means we are running out of time. The disappearance of the savanna is not just the loss of a landscape, but the unraveling of an entire ecosystem that has thrived for millions of years. If prey can no longer survive, predators will vanish too. And if the food chain breaks, the balance collapses, not just in Africa, but across the planet. Beneath the searing sunlight of the savanna, every act of resistance is no longer just a fight against predators. It's a call, silent but urgent, for nature to be heard, to be protected, so that in this world shaped by the Creator, life is not abandoned to crack and wither in a sun-baked desert, but allowed to go on, sustainably, justly, and full of hope. In the harsh and unforgiving portrait of today's African savanna, prey animals face more than just claws and teeth. Creatures once known for their resistance and fighting chance now struggle against vanishing water sources, searing heat waves, and the rapid unraveling of their natural habitats. Under such relentless pressure, even the fiercest survival efforts can start to feel hopeless. And yet, amid the scorching winds and fading grasslands, there are people quietly working to restore the lost balance, through science, through community, and through a steadfast belief that nature has never truly given up. One of the most powerful solutions today is the creation of ecological corridors that connect fragmented reserves into a continuous network. These corridors allow wildlife to move, migrate, and reproduce naturally. The Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area project is a prime example. This is the largest transboundary conservation area in the world, stretching over 520,000 square kilometers and covering parts of 5 countries: Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. With a range nearly equal to the size of the state of California, the Kaza Transfrontier Conservation Area is not only a refuge for Africa's iconic species like the African elephant, lion, and African wild dog. It also represents a long-term strategy to cope with climate change by expanding life-sustaining corridors for wildlife as natural environments grow increasingly harsh. Alongside this, sustainable water resource management is being prioritized to keep river systems and wetlands, the lifeblood of the savanna, from drying up. In Botswana, the government and international partners have invested more than 120 million United States dollars into restoring the Okavango Delta ecosystem, one of the largest inland wetlands in the world and a vital stopover during migration season for millions of animals. Small dams that regulate seasonal water flow, combined with the replanting of native riverbank grasses, have helped stabilize water levels year-round, reducing pressure on both wildlife and local communities. At the community level, one of the most impactful changes today is empowering local people to manage and protect natural resources. In Namibia, the community-based natural resource management model has proven effective by granting land use rights to local communities. As a result, more than 86 community conservancies have been established, covering around 20% of the country's territory. According to data from the World Wide Fund, over the span of 20 years, elephant populations in areas with community-based natural resource management have doubled, while poaching incidents have dropped by up to 80%. Technology has also become a new lifeline for the savanna ecosystem. From using satellites to track animal migrations, to applying artificial intelligence to predict wildfire risks and detect suspicious movement from poachers, modern technologies are transforming conservation efforts from reactive to proactive. In 2024, the International Nature Conservation Fund, in collaboration with Google Earth Engine, created a real-time map of drought-prone areas, enabling conservation teams to respond quickly to hotspots, especially during the peak dry season from September to November. However, these numbers would remain nothing more than dry data without a deeper connection between people and nature. Because beyond all the initiatives and projects, the most important realization is this: life in the savanna is inseparable from the fate of the planet as a whole. When a species disappears, it breaks a link in the ecological chain. And when the savanna loses its rhythm, we lose a part of ourselves, a sacred place entrusted to human hands to care for and protect. That's why true hope doesn't lie in miracles, but in every concrete action. Whether it's digging a channel so antelope can reach water, or a farmer choosing to plant native trees instead of clearing more land. Because when nature is heard, prey will rise again, the savanna will be reborn, and life, as it always has, will go on. Every small action from the global community can create big change for Africa's savanna and other threatened ecosystems around the world. Choose to consume responsibly, support trustworthy conservation organizations, share knowledge, and raise awareness in your community about the importance of the wild. When we protect the homes of animals, we're also safeguarding the balance that all humanity depends on. Let's take action. For life, for natural justice, and for the shared future of our planet. And if you've ever witnessed a hunt in the wild, whether the predator triumphed or the prey turned the tables, don't hesitate to share your knowledge and experiences in the comments below. They can be a source of inspiration and momentum for conservation efforts, helping protect rare wildlife and preserve ecosystems for generations to come. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to join us on more incredible adventures ahead. Or continue exploring the survival journeys of wild animals in other regions with Hyena vs. Lion, Fight to Rule, or Trails of Survival, Untold Migrations of the Savanna Wild.